Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week of Guerra and Guerra.
We're bridging the gap today, and we'd like to demystify the stock market, not just for the wealthy, And did you realize that there's a small percentage of people that actually invest in the stock market? Do you know what percentage that is? I actually don't know. That's a good question.
I'd guess like 12%.
12%. Let's ask it. But what we're going to do today is we'll get to some of those questions at the end. But understanding what the stock market is. Why do a lot of people not invest in the stock market? Well, reliability. Many people feel intimidated by the stock market, thinking that only the rich and financially savvy invest in it. And that's not true. If you own a 401k, there's a good chance that you're investing in the stock market, right?
Definitely, especially for certain retirement plans, although it's always good to make sure that you're investing in the ones with matching.
That's definitely true. And to know what you're investing in, that's to get educated. And that's the next topic, education value. Can you explain the basics of the stock market in simple terms? Budgeting the gap, bridging the gap. Again, accessing this information is disconnected from the anxiety of people that don't invest in the stock market. And then actionable advice. Can you offer practical steps to make sure that you understand how you're investing? And right now is a trying time because of whatever's going on in, political terms. What is going on in political terms?
Well, mainly the tariffs are royally screwing our economy, mainly due to the fact that nobody wants to buy our stuff due to how aggressive and, just aggressive our presidency has been so far and how hostile it has been. That's the word I was looking for, to where basically nobody is buying our treasury bonds, which is making the bonds drop, which is making the stock market drop.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors involved. So what we like to share is basically just how simple the stock market can be, keeping it simple. It's a simple of buying and selling. It's an ownership of companies. And so as you own companies, you take profits with those companies, and you also take risks with those companies. Common myths and misconceptions that you need a lot of money, and you don't. You can start dollar cost averaging, depending on where you go to, as little as probably $25 to start, putting it into a mutual fund. And there's different ways to invest in the stock market, whether it's ETFs and not just an individual stock. Again, important to keep a long-term time horizon. And with the market being down, it's a great time to start dollar cost averaging. So if it continues to go down, you keep buying cheaper, but understanding that eventually, whether it's 2 or 3 years from now or 4 years after a presidency is over and the country starts to recover, if you have a long time horizon, those things can look a lot easier. And then, taking those type of steps, using dollar cost averaging, using professional advisors and listening to what's going on in the economy. But that's kind of basically what I wanted to cover today. It's not just for the wealthy. You should be investing. And that's just one aspect that I like to share. That's the stock market. And the other would be real estate that we can save for another time. All right. And just to give you that final answer, as of May 2024, surveys would say that approximately 62% of the United States adults report having money invested in the stock market. And this includes individual stocks, mutual funds, retirement accounts, things of that nature. Again, figure represents the return of the stock market ownership levels not seen since the Great Depression of 2008, which was caused by the banking sectors. But again, there's different ways to own it. But here's an interesting fact. The wealthiest 1% of households hold about 50% of the total value of the stocks that are invested in. So just one thing to know, stocks definitely making money, so invest in them. Make sure you're investing in the right ones. Have a great day.
See you next week.